John chapter 6 verse 16. When evening came, the disciples of Jesus went down to the sea, and they got into a boat and started to cross the sea to Capernaum. It was already dark, and Jesus had still not come back to them. The sea was getting rough and rising high because a strong wind was blowing. Then when they had rowed 3 or 4 miles, and were near the center of the sea, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and approaching the boat, and they were terribly frightened. But Jesus said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." Then they were willing to take him on board, and immediately the boat reached the shore to which they were going. So what do we see here? The sea was getting rough and rising high because a strong wind was blowing, and they left the shore and they were in the middle of the sea. That is 3 or 4 miles, means around 5 kilometers. So it is in the middle of the sea. 5 kilometers is quite far. You cannot see from the shore. And you know how deep will be the sea at this situation, at this location. It is in the middle, means it will be to the highest depth of the sea. So if the boat capsized, there are chances that many of them could die. But before the boat capsized, Jesus came there and the boat reached to the shore safely. Who were there in the boat? It is mentioned in 16 that he is the disciples of Jesus. He is disciples. Jesus' disciples got into the boat and started. And they got terribly frightened. So when a person meets an accident, the person is terribly frightened because there are 100 things going on in his mind. What will happen now? What things I need to go now? What operations I need to face? How bad is my injury? Will I die? What will happen to my family members? Because I met with an accident, they told me not to go, and now they will scold me, they will threaten me. So all these things are rolling in the mind, and the person becomes terribly frightened. What will happen next? But the word of God is telling us that cast your burden on Jesus. Means cast your burden onto the word of God. What is Jesus? Who is Jesus? Jesus is the word of God, became flesh and dwelt among us. So when you cast your cares, trouble, tensions, worries, everything, when you cast onto Jesus, you are filled with the grace of God. You are wearing the robe. You are holding the armor of God.